Hello and welcome to News Central TV. I'm Darshan Usman. The top stories this hour. Muslims in Nigeria join others around the world to mark Eid-el-Adha. In the face of biting economic challenges, President Tinubu in his Sallah message urges patience, assures of better days ahead. South Sudan's President Salva Kiir declares 6-month state of emergency in areas hit by deadly intercommunal clashes over cattle raids. Details of these stories and more coming up shortly. We begin with updates on the Eid-el-Adha celebrations. President Bola Tinubu joined other Muslim faithful in Lagos to observe the Eid-el-Adha prayers at the prayer ground in Dodan Barracks, Obalende. Together with other dignitaries, the president listened to the sermon from the chief imam of Lagos, who emphasized the message of sacrifice being the reason for the season. In his 2025 Eid message, the president said the toughest days are behind and key economic indicators are now improving. He assured citizens that the reforms aim to create lasting change, not just better statistics. While speaking to journalists, the president appreciated the sacrifice made by Nigerian troops who have been battling insurgency and urged all Nigerians to remember them in their prayers as they celebrate.
Facing terrorism and violence, we must pray for them, specifically. And we must remember their sacrifices and continue to live up. Thank you.
He has asked me to say to you that he recognizes the sacrifices that all of us are making. He does not take them for granted, and that all will be well because the sacrifices will not be in vain. He has asked me to urge you, all of us, to continue to be law-abiding, brothers and sisters keepers, and to be peaceful so that we can see the light at the end of our sacrifices. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Meanwhile, suspended Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has urged Muslims to embrace the values of sacrifice, faith and obedience as they celebrate Eid-el-Kabir. In his Sallah message from Port Harcourt, Fubara encouraged prayers for unity and prosperity amidst Nigeria's economic and security challenges. Speaking on behalf of his family, he called for kindness towards the vulnerable and forgiveness with communities. Fubara acknowledged the people's patience and sacrifices, noting that despite political hurdles, progress has been made. He assured residents that efforts are ongoing to stabilize governance and improve the economy. The governor reaffirmed his commitment to the welfare of all Rivers people and asked for continued prayers for peace and progress in the state. News Central correspondent Sumaya Abubakar joins from Kefi, Nasarawa State, and Sagir Ibrahim joins from Suleja, Niger State. We will also have Aisha Salihu joining from Abuja to give us updates on how celebrations are going over there. Let's begin with Sumaya, who is in Kefi. Hello, Sumaya. Barka Sallah to you. Please go ahead and give us an update on how celebrations, are ongoing in Kefi.
Well, good afternoon and hello, Barka Sallah to you too, Darshan. Currently, I'm standing in Angwanwaje, and this is the area that house or holds the Eid ground in Kefi, the biggest one, of course. Of course, you see the road. It's a bit scanty because immediately after the procession of the king from the Eid ground, he goes straight to his house. Of course, everybody has to do the sacrifice, which is the Eid, the ram cutting and sacrificing, and afterwards, so that's why a lot of people, you see that this place is really scanty. A lot of people are there preparing their rams and getting it for at least the women to start the cooking of that. And for the people that you can see around around, maybe driving by or riding by. These people are heading for visitations because we all know what the Eid holds. It's about spending time with family and friends. So they are heading to family members to at least get their stomach filled, see the family that they haven't seen in a while. So basically that is what is going on in Kefi. It's been really great. For us, of course, in Kefi, the highest celebratory measures that they do is the Daba, which is the Hawan Doki, as they call it in Hausa. And you will see it after, I think, when the sunset comes later on, because today is Jum'ah, so they had to do everything in speed in order to go slaughter the ram and get to Jum'ah prayer in time. Now, afterwards, around 4 to 5, that's when you would see the king and of course, his own people, the title men, would all come out and mass to now go around the entire town of Kefi, and the people will be beside him, waving and cheering their king and, of course, the title men. Tomorrow, of course, we'll carry the bigger celebration as well. So, of course, we'll keep our viewers, up to date with what is going on.
Absolutely, Sumaya. Now let's head to Suleja, where we have Sagir Ibrahim standing by. Sagir, Barakah Sallah to you too, and please go ahead with an update of how the celebrations are going.
Well, good afternoon, Dashin. Good afternoon, dear viewers. Barakah Sallah, of course, today is the Eid-el-Kabir. That Sallah, as a lot of Nigerians would say, that they used to kill ram. As you can see behind me, you can see quite a number of individuals that they finished slaughtering the ram, in this case, some moments ago, and they are carrying on with the preparations. Of course, it's going to be merriment very, very soon, and you'll be seeing a lot of bellies filled up after eating fried meat and all of that. However, I would not be doing this alone, as I have with me right now Alhaji Yusuf. Alhaji Yusuf is celebrating the Eid-el-Kabir celebration, and he will be talking to us. Alhaji, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I'll hold the mic. Alhaji, talk to us about the celebration.
Thank God. Alhamdulillah, we thank God. For Sallah this year is very tough, but we thank God. We are alive. Around with 2 course. Around where we were about last year, 200,000, now it's 500,000. It's 1 million, we thank God. We live safely, we thank God.
Okay, now, Alhaji, some people would say that aside the cost of the ram, there is also the cost of food items in the market and families who are unable to do that. How would you describe it?
Unless it's cost. But this is coming down small. From to yam, there's nothing near. We thank God, sir. We thank God we do everything. But everything is too cost. We keep begging before they come down.
Okay. Now, another thing again is quite a number of individuals traveled for the Sallah festivities, but others who were not able to do that. Do you have any call, especially to the government, on the reduction of transportation so more people can be able to travel to see them?
Yes, we thank God government will help us because of transport. Many people want to go, there's no power. Many people just go to go and see family because there's no money. The government help us for the transport or the fuel matter to come down.
All right. Thank you very much, Alhaji. Well, Dashin, there you have it. Alhaji has spoken his mind, but also something to note is quite a number of individuals came out today. We were at the Dawaki Eid ground where the likes of district heads, top government functionaries here in Suleja, Niger State were there. They observed the compulsory Eid prayers, 2 rakats of Eid prayers, and of course quite a number of messages were sent. Quite a number of them called on Nigerians to show love this season. It's been difficult due to the cost of living. Removal of fuel subsidy trickled down in different sectors that quite a number of individuals did not expect it was going to affect. But they are saying use this season as an opportunity to share love, to share merriment. If you can afford to buy a ram, then buy a ram and by all means share with your neighbors and share with your loved ones. This is the message that has been characterized by the Eid celebration here in Suleja, Niger State. Back to you in the studio.
Well, you seem particularly excited about the celebration, Sagir. Well, it's good to see, and it's beautiful to see that, despite the economic crunch, people still find time to be happy and celebrate. Now, let's come back to you, Sumaya. Can you tell us about, I wish you could actually get, some people to speak on the celebration and how it is going on for them. But then, can you tell us about the economic crunch and how it is affecting the festivities in Kefi?
Yes, I think in a minute, I think I should be able to get someone to at least talk to you later. But then, yes, talking about the economic crunch, you know, when you come, especially to the northern part of the country, most times when you tell them, the first thing they will tell you is, I mean, that's how Allah wants it. So there is this sort of resilience, faith, and a level of, some strong level of perseverance in how whatever life throws at them. So currently, a lot of people, of course, in this part were not able to get around because of how pricey it is. But the people that were able to get it are doing the sacrifice, and this is why, of course, the Islamic right is saying that you have to, you are not even supposed to eat the ram alone. You're supposed to divide it into three: one for your home, one for sadaqah, and then one you give to your neighbors. So basically, that is what they are doing. And we just came from a house, which, of course, we spoke to one of them, which we will be putting on in our report, about how happy they are to even share with the people that are not able to get this ram, and about feeding. A lot of people are trooping to family and relatives that are more economical, financially stable, that could help feed the family. So it's all a sort of feeling situation. While some people don't have, the other people carry on the weight in order for everybody at least to feel the celebratory mood in Kefi.
Absolutely, Sumaya. Now let's join Aisha Salihu, who is in Abuja at the moment. Aisha, Eid Mubarak to you. Please go ahead with updates from Abuja. How are the festivities going?
Thank you so much, Dashan. Welcome to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. We're live at Lugbe community in the Abuja Municipal Area Council. Earlier today, we had the 2 rakah prayer observed by Muslim faithful at one of the masjid, the mosque in the community around Piakasa, Lugbe. And then part of the sermons would be that, you know, the festivities about sacrifice, and the Imam called on Muslims to ensure that it's not just about slaughtering of the animal, it's not just the blood and the flesh, it's more about sacrifice given to the community, you know, sharing the message of peace and love and unity. And most of the people we spoke with earlier, they did mention that although the economy is biting harder, but Islam as a religion does not embody anybody. Whether or not you can afford to buy the ram or any other kind of animal, it's fine. If you can't afford it, I'm sure they are sure someone would gift the meat to you. And if that is not possible, just go on and celebrate the festivity. But right now we're live at one of the malls in Lugbe community here. This mall is a particular spot where most of the residents in Lugbe community gather around to, you know, carry out activities for the Sallah festivity. And I have most of the vendors that are not even inside the mall. They are outside the mall selling to people. I have someone with me here who has been meaning to speak with me about his sales today. Thank you so much. Join me. Good afternoon. What's your name? Abubakar Yusuf. Today is Eid-el-Adha. I'd like to hear from you. You sell balloons and other items for children. How has the sales been today?
Today they no buy anything. Last Sallah, many children they buy something very well. Today come out something no buy.
Okay, so why are people not buying as much as they used to buy last year?
Because Nigeria, anything don't send them. Last year, children gave money. This year, children no get money. What happened?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. You just heard from one of the vendors, and he's lamenting that he's having a low patronage. And we also have other people who are here at the park that want to actually talk to us. Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon.
What's the name?
Oh, my name is Praise.
Okay, Praise. Today is Eid-el-Adha. I mean, there's a public holiday. Today is Friday. What does this day mean to you, and how are you celebrating the public holiday?
Oh, I came to this place. A friend of mine invited me over to come meet him, celebrate with him. Though I'm a Christian, but a friend of mine who's a Muslim invited me over to come celebrate with him.
Thank you so much. So what do you look forward to?
Many things.
Thank you so much. Well, you just heard from Praise. Just like I stated earlier, Eid-el-Adha celebration is a festivity that has this communal spirit where people love to invite their families communities, neighbors to come share in the food, the love, and also show support. Dashin.
It does look like it's low-key celebrations this year again, but you know, all in good time. Sumaya, I'm told that you have someone that could actually speak to us about the festivities. Please go ahead, Sumaya.
So I have two people here, Dashan, that are willing to speak, but of course they'll speak Hausa and I will do the translation. Right here I have with me Muhammad Awal. Muhammad, ka gaya mana yaya sallah, me sallah yake nufi kuma ya kake yin sallan ka yanzu?
To alhamdulillah, duk da dai ba shirin sallah ba ana kan ayyuka da yanka nama da sauransu. Alhamdulillah, to amma dai sallah alhamdulillah mun je idi mun dawo kuma alhamdulillah mutane sun fito muna godiya ga Allah alhamdulillah wannan sallah ta yi kyau alhamdulillah.
So mashallah. Thank you. So of course Awal is saying that even though he has not even prepared for the Eid properly because they are busy cutting their rams and doing their work, but he is so excited and they're grateful so far for seeing or witnessing this Eid. I also have with me Zikrullah, who would be giving his own thoughts on how the Sallah is. Mala Zikrullah, ya Sallah.
Alhamdulillah.
To me sallah me idi yake nufi maka?
Idi wato farin ciki ne cewa Allah ya kawo ka shekara wanda Annabi Ibrahim shi fara yin abin da ya shafi kamar idin nan. Shi fara layya da ɗansa Ismail lokacin da aka ce yanka ɗansa da gana mafarki shi kuma sai gaskata mafarkin nan zai dan yanka ɗan kenan sai Allah kawo shi rago to kana ka ce to maimakon a yanka yaro zaka aka ci da yanka yaro rago alisamu da ce.
So ya kake yin sallan ka kai da iyalanka?
To muna yin sallah gwargwado abin da Allah ya bamu ba mu yabin da fi karfin mu ba saboda kin san Nigerian nan sai hankali domin ana tsadar rayuwa ki duba shinkafa mudu 2000 mudu 2000 a rayuwar nan da 2000 nan ka kashi kasuwa sai ka sai buhun shinkafa ma amma yanzu nan kudin mudu 1 ne man gyada gwangwanin lita 2,200 haka ake sai ni na siya tarugu jiya a tarugu bai kwaya 20 ba 1,000 bai fi 10 ba kai 1,000.
So ya kuka yi haka dai aka
yi maneji to aka yi.
Na gode sosai Malam Zikirullah. So Zikirullah, of course, what he's saying is that life has been really difficult. He made examples of the economic hardship of how the price of rice, a mudu of rice costs 2,000, and even the palm oil and even the groundnut oil. So he pointed out that he is just doing a situation of cut your coat according to your size because he and his family cannot really afford a lot, but they are trying to just do the best they can in order to celebrate so far. Now, of course, there is a lot of people trying to talk more, but then over to you, Dashan.
Yes, definitely, Sumaya. Thank you so much, Saigir, Sumaya, and Aisha for the update. And please do have a wonderful Eid Mubarak celebration.
Definitely. We shall be eating meat and having fun.
All right, well, with that, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, the news continues. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. In Abuja, motor parks on Thursday witnessed an increased passenger traffic ahead of the Eid-el-Adha celebrations. But beyond the usual festive rush, the rising cost of living continues to shape how Nigerians prepare for and experience religious holidays. News Central Sagir Ibrahim visited the Utako Motor Park and now reports.
Arriving at the Utako Motor Park, one is immediately reminded of what season it is. The energy is unmistakable. Travelers jostling to secure seats, drivers calling out destinations, and the symbolic presence of rams and sheep setting the tone for Eid al-Adha. While many Nigerians are determined to travel home for the celebrations, the realities of inflation and rising living costs present significant challenges. Despite this, drivers at the Utako Park say there's been a noticeable increase in the number of travelers compared to previous festive periods.
I can say there is a lot of improvement and there are lots of changes. People are moving to the north, but our challenge is that when we go like that, we take them to the far places. Coming back to our base, it's always until when they are coming back again.
When asked about the transport fares, some travelers say fares have remained stable, while others say prices have gone up slightly.
It's still the same price we've been taking it. I usually take it for 8,000, and he's telling me 8,200, so it's still probably the same thing.
The transportation fare is still the same, no changes.
The price of me going to Okene now is about, I think if you had to come here about last week, you should have something like 12,000 naira, but as it is now, we are getting up to like 15,000 or 18,000.
Travelers also took time to reflect on the general state of the nation.
Before now, we've been buying bigger rams, and then now the ram you get for 130,000 will be a very little one. You won't get as much meat as you used to before now.
I would say thank God it's not as bad as last year. Inflation has come down, but the only challenge is the insecurity in the country.
The impact is particularly felt when it's festive period because you need money, you need funds to be able to celebrate the festive season.
At the far end of the park, CNG-powered buses could be seen loading passengers to destinations such as Ilorin, Kwara State, but the limited number of available buses means the option isn't yet accessible to all.
Ilorin right now, normal bus is 28, but CNG is 20,000. We are begging federal government, if we can have enough CNG, at least it will be very okay for we that we are transportation.
While most drivers and passengers agree that the price of transportation has stabled somewhat, others say the price has gone up by a few percentage. They however hope that the state of the nation will continue to stabilize so as for more Nigerians to be able to enjoy the festivities and celebrate the Sallah season. In Jabi Motor Park in Abuja for News Central, Sagir Ibrahim.
Meanwhile, in Delta State, traders are complaining about the poor sales of livestock and foodstuff as Muslim faithfuls mark Eid-el-Kabir. News Central correspondent Austin Azu reports that many consumers are struggling to afford basic necessities due to economic hardship amidst the festivities.
Traders of food items such as pepper and tomatoes at the popular Agbogonogo market in Asaba, Delta State, claim they are experiencing low patronage due to inflation, which has affected consumers' purchasing power for the Eid-el-Kabir celebration.
People know they come. Market is very hard now. They don't used to come. This our country is very hard. Look at how we're just staying. We will not see buyers to come and buy it. We are just looking everywhere.
Basket of tomato before, we are buying 13,000, but it have different types. They have big one, they have small one. We are buying the one of 35,000, 50,000, 60. But now we are buying 80,000, 75,000, 90, 110, 120, 130. So this one now is Cameroon. We are buying it 25,500 for today. But before we are buying it 11,000, 12,000.
At the livestock Oko market near Asaba, traders are experiencing similar challenges with low patronage reported ahead of the Sallah celebration.
Last year, this was ram, past 300,000 now. But this year, because the thing what happened for Bandar, for Niger, then down log Niger now. No thing can enter Nigeria. This one is 600,000 now.
The market now is not moving because of the costly ram. The thing is very costly now. That's why our buyers say they are crying always,
Muslim faithful who are here to purchase raw meat and other animals for the Sallah celebration are complaining about high prices.
Last year ram I buy, this year money no dey, this get as it be. Everywhere they good, so I say may I buy goat for the children, at least for the show the happiness. Goat is still there.
By this time last year, which is 2024, the ram that I can get 180 now is 250. So I was so very shocked about it. So I don't see that I can kill ram this year.
The ram now, the lowest yes now is 250. So from 250, 500, 400, 600. That's the price of ram now for this year now.
As a result of rising prices, many Muslims are scaling back their celebrations or exploring alternatives due to the increased cost of animals. In Asaba for News Central, Austin Azu.
Still in the Eid celebrations, the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has been gridlocked for hours causing severe delays and obstruction for travelers and commuters alike. The traffic situation attributed to the Muslim festivities has persisted, leaving many stranded on the road for hours on end. News Central's Igbalani Omoni reports.
I've been going through it.
Ayobami, a tradesman who worked on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway during its construction, shook his head as he spoke with me amidst the sea of brick light stretching behind him. The Muslim festivities brought heavy traffic to the highway, and Ayobami was just one of the many commuters bearing the brunt.
I've been trekking all the way from 7 up to this place, and I'm still going to Ibadan. Then from Ibadan, I'm heading to Akure.
Now they are taking Ibadan for 7,000 naira. Imagine 2,000 to 7,000 naira. So it's uncalled for.
Gbogbo mọ́tò báyìí tó bá ti ń dé báyìí wọ́n máa láwọn ò lọ gbogbo wọn kàn páàkì.
The traffic gridlock was worst at the Warewa area, where the 4-lane highway narrowed into two, causing a bottleneck that seemed to swallow cars whole. One lane was reserved for those making a U-turn back to Lagos, while the other was for those heading out of the city.
This traffic situation you're seeing here has gone far back to Berger and, in fact, Alausa area of Lagos State. It has been a total lockdown. We ourselves had to ply this route in a motorcycle just to be able to get here and beat the traffic.
The traffic was very huge, all the way from Ojota down to this Ijora, very, very huge, and there is no way we can avoid it because of the Sallah.
How many hours you don't use for this traffic?
1.5 hours. Despite the traffic and economic challenges, trading activities were in full swing at the popular Kara market, which was pointed out as the major cause of the congestion. Traders and sellers recounted their experiences, mostly about the trading and not the traffic.
Now different price. How many ram you don't sell today?
Me now, I don't sell ram plenty.
How many?
Me now, I don't sell ram like 15.
15? Now you don't sell today?
And I mean, they sell today. But my brother, he did the person where they sell like 150 today. But thank God, alhamdulillah.
Wow. Baba Gida, money don't come.
Money don't come. Now money fall day for Nigeria.
I'm here since 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm walking around looking for a ram of 400. You see the one they are showing me, just a ram or a child of ram, telling me that 400. Look at money. What are we facing in Nigeria? Where Nigeria is going?
I've been here since morning now, over 3 hours now. I've not seen anything buy.
Is it that the money to buy is not there, or the RAM of your capacity is not available?
Yes, the capacity of the money that I'm on is not available.
How much did you bring to the market?
They are selling 400, 500, and I have the money that is with is 250, 300.
As the traffic lingered, thousands of commuters were stuck, some trekking, others burning their fuel in the gridlock, and most others facing high fares. Not knowing how long the ordeal would last, commuters stuck on the road resigned to their ordeal. As the traffic continued to crawl, commuters can only hope authorities will draw lessons and work to avert future reoccurrence. In Lagos, for News Central, Igbalani Omani.
We have our correspondent, Omolola Ololade, in the streets of Lagos. All right, well, we'll bring her up later. Let's move to Yola State, particularly at the Tohontasha Kaswanda Bobi Ram Market in Yola South local government area, where buyers are finding it increasingly difficult to maintain traditional practices due to soaring prices. News Central reports that what was once a vibrant market bustling with activity has seen a noticeable decline in patronage. Many residents who previously purchased 2 or 3 rams for the Eid sacrifice are now managing to afford only one, if any, at all. A handful of determined buyers were seen negotiating with sellers, hoping to secure a ram to fulfill the religious obligation of sacrifice during the Eid celebration.
The last year, price of ram is different with this year. But last year, the ram is more cheaper than this year. Well, even now, is not cost than people can send inside the town.
Okay. Meanwhile, residents of Yola are appealing to federal, state and local authorities for urgent support to mitigate the potential impacts of flooding. Their appeal follows a sensitization campaign by the National Emergency Management Agency in flood-prone communities along the river banks. News Central correspondent Umari Kirawa completes the report.
A persistent threat across Nigeria, flooding often results in the displacement of residents, destruction of property, and loss of lives, particularly in vulnerable rural and urban areas. According to the 2025 seasonal climate prediction by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, Adamawa State is among the high-risk zones for severe flooding this year. Communities like Bakin Kogi in Yola North local government area, situated close to major waterways, have experienced repeated flooding incidents in the past. Residents fearing the occurrence of disasters are calling for preemptive and swift government intervention.
We are human beings here, and we don't have anywhere to go apart of this riverside. We was born and grown up in the riverside. So we need government to help us. Apart of government, nobody have that opportunity to do. Yeah, and after the second is that our representative in this riverside, they're not being close to government. That's why our government never hear our cry. Every year we continue to move.
While Nigeria's National Emergency Management Agency has initiated a community-based disaster preparedness and response campaign in the state, proactive action is needed before the rainy season wreaks havoc on the people.
We should please adhere to the safety rules, because your life is more important to us, and the safety of your life, your property is more paramount.
Call for the community of Yola, not local government, is everybody should get prepared for the flooding disaster to make sure they've cleaned the drainages to avoid the dumping refugees at the flooding area.
As climate change continues to intensify extreme weather patterns, early and sustained preparedness is crucial for protecting lives, livelihoods, and promoting sustainable development across Nigeria. In Yola for News Central, Umoru Kirawa.
Coming up, former Zambian President Edgar Lungu passes away in South Africa. We'll tell you more after the break. Join us again. Away from Nigeria, a deadly jihadist attack struck northwestern Benin Wednesday night, leaving 5 security personnel dead, 3 soldiers and 2 police officers. The assault targeted a police station in Tenugu, a village in the edge of Penjari National Park, a popular tourist destination. Military sources confirmed ongoing searches in the area. Now, this attack follows a troubling rise in extremist violence spilling over from neighboring Niger and Burkina Faso. In April, 54 Beninese soldiers were killed in a similar ambush inside W National Park, and 28 more died in January. The Al-Qaeda-linked group for the support of Islam and Muslims has claimed responsibility for past attacks. Benin's government has blamed the growing violence on regional instability and porous borders. South Africans gathered in solemn tribute at the Pretoria State Theatre to honor Presley Chweneyagae, the acclaimed actor best known for his leading role in Tsotsi, which won the country its first ever Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film in 2005. Chweneyagae, affectionately known as Cobras, passed away last week. News Central correspondent Bongani Siziba was there.
Pretoria came alive to celebrate a life well lived
With songs and dance, friends and loved ones paid a befitting farewell to the men they fondly called Cobras.
Yo, I'm heartbroken. I don't want to lie. It really took a toll on us because we've been watching Cobra since we were kids. Like Cobra, so yeah, this is heartbreaking.
A performer whose talent knew no bounds, Presley wasn't just an actor, he was a storyteller, a soul who breathed life into every role, from the theater to the big screen. His craft was powerful and his presence unforgettable.
One time, he was playing Hamlet in Shakespeare's narratives. However, he made justice out of it. He was like, oh my God. He made a statement about it, that he is on the road. I remember him very well, and I love every moment of
He rose to international fame in 2005 with Tsotsi, a film that made history as South Africa's first to win an Academy Award. It wasn't just a career-defining moment for Presley, it was a national milestone.
We worked together on my very first film with Tsotsi. We were just kids back then. Young, hungry, and full of dreams that we couldn't articulate. And yet there it was, carrying the weight of that story with a quiet intensity that left everyone breathless. His brilliance catapulted my career into unimaginable heights. I don't say that lightly, but being out of Tsotsi opened doors that I didn't know existed.
Those who knew him best spoke of his humility, passion, and his enduring love for arts.
He has a way of making you understand the moments in each frame, and it's a gift, that.
You know, even in the storyline, obviously, we're playing enemies in the series, but before cut, after cut, it's all good vibes. You know, we hear in his name to say, yeah, what happened, but we enjoyed the moments that we shared with him.
From the moment you spent time with Prez, from the moment you sat down and had a word with him, there was never a dull moment. So I'll say every moment was fondest.
And with heavy heart, South Africans and fans across the continent say goodbye to Presley. Although he may no longer be with us physically, his legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. In Pretoria, for News Central, Wongani.
South Sudan's President Salva Kiir has declared a 6-month state of emergency in Warrap State and Mayom County after deadly intercommunal clashes over cattle raids killed hundreds. State TV reported the emergency follows escalating violence, especially in Tonj, where over 200 people were killed in March alone. Now, the newly appointed governor of Warrap has been tasked with restoring order amidst worsening lawlessness. Meanwhile, the United Nations warns the conflict could reach catastrophic levels without urgent government action. Cattle raids driven by drought, floods, and scarce resources are common in the region. Tensions remain high after the March arrest of First Vice President Riek Machar, sparking renewed fears of civil war in the world's youngest nation. South Sudan's President Salva Kiir has declared a 6-month state of emergency in parts of the country hit by deadly intercommunal violence. Now, the move targets Warrap State and Mayom County in Unity State, where cattle raids and revenge attacks have killed hundreds in the recent months. The UN warns the situation in Tonj County is nearing catastrophic levels, with over 200 people killed in March. A new governor has been appointed in Warrap to help restore order. Now, these clashes worsen an already volatile situation in South Sudan, where political tensions between President Kiir and First Vice President Riek Machar have sparked fears of renewed civil war. Embassies have also issued warnings about the country's worsening security situation. Still ahead, Russian forces launched a large-scale overnight assault on Ukraine, targeting Kiev with drones and missiles. Details after the break. In other news from around the world, Russian forces launched a large-scale overnight assault on Ukraine, targeting Kiev with drones and missiles. Mayor Vitaly Klitschko confirmed 4 fatalities, while President Zelensky reported 3 rescue workers among the dead. Explosions and fires erupted across multiple districts, including Solomiansky and Darnitsky, as air defenses scrambled to intercept the attacks. Now in Lutsk, 15 drones and 6 missiles struck, injuring 5. Though the air raid alert in Kyiv was lifted, warnings remain active elsewhere. This strike follows Ukrainians' recent bold drone attacks on Russian air bases, prompting Russian President Putin to vow retaliation during a call with former U.S. President Donald Trump. Rescue operations continue amidst calls for international response to the escalating violence. Now let's connect with our correspondent Omolola Ololade, who is on the streets of Lagos to talk about how the celebrations are going. Hello Omolola, thank you for joining. Where are you in Lagos exactly, and how is it going over there?
Hi, hello Darshan. We're presently at Agege area of Lagos, where you have many of these Muslim faithfuls. And then, we've been able to move around, see how the celebration is going. While some, just got back from the Eid, praying ground few hours ago, most of them are beginning to, kill their rams, cows, and, whatever, you name it, because that's like the major part of the Sallah celebration. And then, I have a few people here with me who will be, telling us about how the celebration is for them today. Hi, Arafa.
Hi.
So how's the Sallah celebration going for you today?
The celebration just began, so I can't really say now, but it's going well. It's going well.
So how was it at the Eid ground?
It was okay, a lot of people came to pray. We took pictures after prayers and everything. So it was nice.
So how the
dress and...
So what, comparing to last year's event, how is it been,
Yeah, it is going okay. I mean, we just started, so I don't really know how it's going to end, but I hope it to be better than last year's one, as it should be.
Thank you. Also, by my right is Fawaz. Fawaz, how is the celebration going?
It's been going on pretty well so far, and it's a day whereby we have been ordered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to slaughter our rams. This is to not level of our piety, and it's the day that we have been enjoined by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that to be happy and rejoice with our family. So far it's been good so far.
Okay. So tell us, because I've been to various places, especially on this particular street, I've seen people kill ram. Okay, what's the, significance of killing ram or, cow on today, which is Salah?
Okay, so it's killing the ram today. The ram we are slaughtering. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran chapter 22 that is not in need of the blood, it's not in need of the meat of the ram we are killing, but is in need of our piety, that is the piety in which we use in killing the ram. So it's commanded from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we should kill the ram. So it's also a means of charity to the poor, to the less given, and a means of community development among us, building the love amongst our family and friends around the society. So those are the significance of today, slaughtering the ram today.
Thank you. So beyond, staying at home and then feasting with other people, are there other plans going out? I don't know how.
No, not really. Although it's a day that we've been enjoyed by the Prophet to enjoy ourselves and to get, to feel good. But also in Islam, everything has boundaries. So we are not meant to do beyond the measures that the Prophet has set for us as Muslims. You understand? So just coming to the family house, uniting families, getting together, eating, rejoicing is enough for us as Muslims to be happy on this special day, on special occasion. So going out, doing things that are beyond the Sunnah of the Prophet is not recommended. So there are no plans for that so far.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you, Arafat. Thank you. So as you can hear from the horse's mouth now, they've spoken about today's Sallah celebration. Them. And then one of the things that you also notice around this area is that people are also making last-minute sales. I mean last-minute purchase of rams, and then you wonder what happened towards their preparation for buying them. But you can see that people are buying, and it's pretty expensive. But like one of the people I spoke to said, they just have to buy the ram because it's a huge part of the Salah celebration.
Thank you so much, Omolola, for that update. Right now, we will be wrapping up the news by taking you live to Mecca, where the Hajj pilgrimage is ongoing.